back, guys. Another weekend. So we're back on the MR2s, which are two twos, this two and that two. So last video we were trying to fix that sunroof and get the interior cleaned up, and you know, these things take time. So hey, we didn't finish everything, and I sealed the sunroof. I was waiting for it to dry. Today I'm going to test it to make sure it doesn't leak, fingers crossed, and we're getting all the pieces in the interior cleaned up. So I'm hoping that this video we can get the carpet shampooed, the sunroof tested, and the interior put back together as best as we can, and just keep on moving. So let's jump right into it. Let me show you what's going on with the interior of the new two. That's the first two, which is the 93, and here's the 91. So as you can see, we painted anywhere that had a rust spot. I just used a wire wheel, went over it. I just used some primer. I was gonna paint it white. Some areas I did white, like here, but I ran out of white paint, and I'm just gonna send it like this. But really just trying to get all the rust out. As you can see, pretty clean interior in terms of no rust, nothing major that's gonna affect this car. The dash, all the pieces were kind of treated with vinyl rubber treatment, and then these doors, while we do the shampoo, we're gonna shampoo the material here on the doors. I'm just gonna pull the door cards off and just check inside of the door, make sure that's cleaned out as well. But for right now, this was vacuumed. I used a shop ear and just kind of blew out all the dust and everything. So now we're gonna go jump right up on the sunroof and see what was going on. So if you're just tuning in, you can see the previous video, see where we were troubleshooting why it was leaking. And basically there's a bracket here for the sunroof on the other side, which is the driver's side that was leaking, and we just basically put some caulk, tighten these down. So let's get right into it and let's test this thing if it works. This side of the sunroof, so I'm gonna put water. So I got my hose and we're gonna go inside now. We're gonna check and see if this thing worked. Fingers crossed, no more leaks. Worked out well, so no more leaks on the MR2, hopefully, fingers crossed. The test went well, so I think the interior can go back in. But before the interior goes back in, we got to get these seats and carpet cleaned up. So here is the driver's side seat. As you can see, very messy, a lot of dirt, just nasty from over the years. And again, it was sitting in a garage, so just collected a lot of dust. So I actually pulled this whole seat apart. So there are 4 screws, 2 on either side and 2 right here. As you can see over here, there are 2 right here, and they bolt into this thing. This is kind of out, that's why you're seeing it like that. But I took the seat out because, as you can see, the bracket is a mess, and I want to get that cleaned up and painted as well. So we're gonna get that reconditioned. And then the seat itself, if you look right here, this is like all MR2s, the sponge is broken here. So we had, as you can see, my sewing job here, just kind of tacked it in a little bit just to kind of get some holes that were in it. But I'm gonna try to fix this. So we're gonna remove this cover after we shampoo it. And I got an old car seat sponge. This is from another car. We're basically gonna cut right here and try to fit it into here so we can fix the seat so it looks better. It's not gonna be perfect, but it's gonna look better. So that's the goal right here. Again, all of this stuff is, if you're doing it at home, then probably means 2 things. 1, you like projects, or you're on a budget. So the mission of this whole refresh on this car is to kind of do it on a budget, save some money, and spend the money where you need to. So whatever you can do at home, you do it at home. So with that said, we're gonna get that shampooed now. You know, you can buy a wet dry vac, and the whole principle of cleaning a carpet is basically there's dirt, and you put water, agitation, and you remove it, right? So how this is gonna work, if you don't have those expensive machines, is we're gonna put water, and we have some detergents to help us along. I have Resolve carpet cleaner. When your laundry detergent is running low, like the one right here, just fill this with water. This will work too, and I also have some OxyClean. Now, the reason why you have to choose the chemical you use, like you can't use dishwashing liquid or purple power or one of those things. They'll work really well, but if you're gonna use a vacuum, it's gonna create a lot of foam. So if you look at your washing machine, it's working, it doesn't create foam. So laundry detergents can be used to shampoo carpets or clean fabric. Resolve, obviously that's designed for carpet, so it won't create any foam. And if you have some stubborn stains, just throw some OxiClean for colors, and you're gonna be good to go with that. So this is a part of cleaning any fabric or carpets for that matter that we're gonna introduce the water. Then I have my little brush, which we'll use. So this is gonna be, you know, muscle power again, just using it to agitate that dirt. And then we use our vacuum just to suck everything up. Now I had bought this extension, very inexpensive, was like 13 bucks, and you put it on here so you can actually see the dirt coming out of the fabric. Because if you use what comes with a wet dry vac like this standard, then yeah, it will be clean, but you won't know when it's fully clean. So that's the purpose of having the clear extension. So this is my setup. I've done all my cars like this. It works really well, and you're gonna see the results. So if you look, this is the right side carpet. This was actually cleaned already, so I just wanted to show you because it's dry, and I'm gonna do this and you're gonna see, trying to get the video all done in one. So that's what a clean carpet looks like, and it's coming from that. That's what it looked like before on this side. So now we're gonna go work on this side, which is the driver's side, and get that cleaned up so it matches the passenger side. So let's get going. Let's jump right into it. One more thing, I got the seat belts out because as you can see, one, seat belts, you're putting them on your body, so you want these things to be clean. So yeah. All right, we gotta get this out, but essentially we're gonna clean these belts as well, so we get everything fully clean. So once we're in that car, we're looking good, smelling good, and feeling good. All right, so let's start shampooing. All right, so a lot of scrubbing, but it's really dirty. So there's a lot. Look at this brown mess coming out of the carpet. So we're gonna pull this up now. So we spoke about the water, then the agitation, and now we're just gonna lift the dirt out of the carpet. So let's see what it looks like. It was pretty messy, so let's see if it's gonna come out really good, or I have to go over this again. All right, here is the water. All right, so let's jump right back. More vacuuming. Carpet is drying, and it took a lot to get that thing clean. Now, I got a tip, or I guess a lesson learned. Too much OxiClean is not good, because what happened, I kind of went crazy on the OxiClean because there were so much stains inside the carpet, and once I started to vacuum it out, it started to foam. So if you have a little stain, you use OxiClean, but don't use too much, otherwise it's gonna foam up. So I ended up having to wash everything with a hose and then vacuum it out. So it's sitting outside, it's drying in the sun. I'll bring it back in a few minutes here as soon as we're done here, and then we'll show you what that finished part looks like. But the seat belts, so I stretched the seat belts out, and as you can see, you'll be surprised at what's lurking in the seat belt. So I just kind of sprayed it down with the Resolve and then use a brush, and now we're gonna go ahead and just vacuum this up, and this should dry pretty quickly as well. So we got carpet done, seat belts, and now we're gonna work on to that messy seat over there and see how good we can get that thing to look. So for all the Kevins out there, and that's because I got a friend by the name of Kevin Bell, I'm gonna call him out on this channel. So this is not overkill, okay? So this is what came out of the carpet. That's the water from the carpet. And this is just the water from the seat belts. So you know, if anybody wonders why, hey, do we got to do this? Well, yeah, you got to do that unless you want to be sitting in all that dirt. So these are older cars. So, you know, there has to be dirt collected over the years. So if you want it fresh and clean, this is what you got to do. So Kevin, we got to do this. Almost done. So we got the seat fully cleaned. As you can see, this is the lower part of the seat. There's still a little fading right here, and it's actually it's clean because I went over it like a couple times. So it's not dirt, at least I don't think it's dirt. It's just like the material is faded in a different color. Looks like kind of like more whitish. I don't know how it shows on camera. But anyways, we got that done. And then the seat here, I cut some foam from an old car seat, like what I'm sitting on. So I cut out the side bolster and replaced this one. So now if you push on it before you were hitting the metal liner underneath, so it's looking much better. Not perfect by any means, but this is an old car, so the restoration is kind of keeping it true to what the year of the vehicle is and the age of the vehicle. So that's where we are. So now I'm going to go ahead and reassemble the seat. As you can see here, this thing was all rusted and dirtied up, so I used a wire wheel and ground off the caked up paint and rust that was here, and then painted this over satin black, so that's looking sharp. So when we put this back in, it's going to look pretty clean. So here you go, all the pieces were repainted. If you look back at the video, you'll see they were fairly rusted, so it's nice to see these coming back looking fresh, and with the paint and everything, it's starting to smell really nice, so that's always a plus. So I'm gonna get the seat assembled. I want to remove the tint on the windows, and I think it's better to remove it with the interior out. Two, I want to take the side trims off, so those louvers on the side on the exterior, you got to pull them from inside of the car in the rear quarter panel, and I want to get those off and get inside of that ear cleaned, and potentially wrap the strips on the side of the car, the how do you call those, the trim pieces that go along the side of the car. I'm going to get those wrapped, so it's easier to do it with the interior out. But you know, that will probably come up on the next video. So you know, hope you guys are enjoying this. I know lengthy videos can be a pain to watch, so I'm trying to make them short and sweet. So I have the shifter console. I'm going to replace that, put a new leather boot on that, so we'll probably just do that right now, and then we'll wrap the video up. So keep on watching. So it's time to get what is it, 30 years of Toyota leather out the window, and eBay special leather in the window. So we're gonna replace this busted up boot right here, and I bought this one online. This is like $8, so let's get to it. There you go. Honestly, this eBay shift boot, it was super cheap. It was too cheap, but it looks better than the factory one, so we're gonna send it for now. It looks pretty good, but the stitching is very bad. So I don't know how long it will last, but we're gonna work with it for now. So there you go. So we got the shift boot done. So productive video. Car is pretty clean. So once we get the interior in on the next video, then it's gonna be time to work on getting the engines going and running, and then take it from there. So probably that's what you guys all want to watch, but we got to get things clean before we get things working. So see you on the next one. Catch you guys next week, and thanks for watching.